Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new video on PowerDrift. And if you're wondering why we're doing this, it's because you guys had a lot of questions about the new Honda Elevate, and of course the new Elevate is going to be launched. In fact, well, that's the first question. So let's kick straight off. But before we kick off, remember to hit that ghanta, subscribe, and with the first question, when is it launching and what's it going to be priced at? Now, the Honda Elevate is launching on September 5th, if I'm not incorrect. The pricing is going to be announced on that day, and then of course it's going to be sort of delivered soon after, because a lot of people have already pre-booked the car. It's certainly going to be a bit of a popular car, and that's exactly what we thought it would be. The big market who wants sort of upgrade from the Honda Jazz, from Balenos, from i20s, and they want something sort of sensible. This is what they're going to buy.
So how to keep the driving experience elevated forever? Your SUV's engine needs protection from heavy loads for carrying your off-roading gear on wild expeditions. Also, the frequent short calculated moves in traffic puts a lot of stress on the engine, for which it deserves advanced protection. And we recommend using Castrol Magnetec SUV. This fully synthetic engine oil, having the latest API specs, is ready for your BS6 SUVs as well. This will give your SUV adequate heavy load protection, ensuring non-stop SUV protection from every start.
What is it going to be priced at? We were told roughly that the top of the line on-road price would be around 20 lakh rupees, maybe a little bit sort of under or above, just a tad bit, but around that 20 lakh rupee mark, which is actually great value for money. If you consider Grand Vitara, for example, top of the line, yes, I know it's a hybrid, but top spec is almost 25 lakh rupees, so great pricing. Second question, fuel economy. Of course, that's the question all of you asked. And why not? Because the Honda buyer is, of course, somebody who's a sensible buyer. It's not somebody looking for outright performance, say with like the Volkswagen Tiguan or the Skoda Kushaq, for example. So 15.31 for the manual and 16.92 for the automatic, which again is not very bad, because remember, it's an NA engine, it's not a turbo engine. So the discrepancy between the ARAI figure and the actual figure is not going to be too high. Okay, build quality. Well, how do I put this? Say you compare it to a Honda Accord from a few years ago. That's what this feels like on the inside. Now, yes, there are bits and pieces which are plasticky and feel sort of scratchy, but otherwise, overall, build quality on this car, especially the seats. Oh, the seats. Nice, soft and squishy. Again, just like a Honda Accord, it feels well built. It feels like it will survive. It feels well built. Well, I'm not a huge wood fan, but this feels nicely done. It's the kind of car that my grandmother or my grandfather would have loved. Is it a Honda? Now, I think this is a question which sort of people who are fans of the way Honda drive are asking, and it's a yes, especially with the manual ones, because the manual ones bounce off the rev limiter into second, and then you go through the revs into second and bounce off the rev limiter again. Nobody's going to drive an Elevate like that, but it actually does drive like a Honda. Everything is very balanced, it's very nice, it's very sort of peaky when you want it to be. It is a little underpowered. I would have liked a little more power, but overall, what it is, and especially on flat surfaces, if you're not climbing a guard with 7 people in it, lovely. 5 people, because it has 5 seats, not 7. Who is it for? A more mature buyer is what's going to be opting for this car. It's not the guy or the girl or the person, let's be neutral, who changes their car every 3 or 4 years or every 2 years or every 5 years. It's somebody who keeps their car for much, much longer. It's people who are sort of around their retirement age or like older and are going to have this longer term ownership, or people who are sort of getting their first car and have decided to jump up from that 10-12 lakh rupee range to the 20 lakh rupee car as their first car, and they're going to then keep that car nicely, cleanly for a very, 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 very long time. That's the kind of person who's going to see this. As I mentioned in the reviews that we did, 10 years from now when you see the review, there's still going to be Honda Elevates which are nice and crisp and are doing exactly what they were doing when they were brand new. How safe it is? You know, if you go back to my review, I have made a prediction. If this isn't a 5-star global NCAP rated car, I'll shave my beard off. No, I'll dye it blonde. Please, Honda, just get the 5-star. Please, I don't want to shave my beard off after making a video on PowerDrift dyeing it blonde. That'll be an absolute shame. But listen, it has enough airbags, it has ADAS features. I mean, it is a safe car on paper at least. And of course, Honda does say that they've made huge improvements from the city in terms of the crash structure to make it even stronger, even more safer for its passengers. So that's a plus. Did Honda make a mistake with the engines? Now, this is an interesting question because when you compare it to all of its rivals, yes, they have a similar powered 1 liter turbo, or yes, they have a similar powered 1.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. But then they do have that other engine on offer, a 1.5 turbo or 1.4 turbo or hybrids. This has just that one engine option. It doesn't have a diesel either, but it's a great engine. But would they have sold more cars if there was a diesel? Maybe, but they don't have a really powerful diesel engine. Or would they have sold more cars, the bigger turbocharged petrol engine? I mean, they could have, but then there's a new generation of engine to bring in. Can you imagine the cost being prohibitive? I think Honda really needs this to work. So they've sacrificed on the higher performance engine variant, just brought a sensible one at a lower price point for everybody. Hybrid, yes or no? Well, we answered this in the review and I'm answering this again. There is no hybrid Honda Elevate coming just yet. They've made it very clear they're not doing a hybrid powertrain on this, because again the costs will be very high if you compare to like cars like the Grand Vitara. But that said, they have sort of confirmed 100% that there is an EV coming. It's 3 years away, but there is one coming for sure. Comfortable for the rear. Oh yes, it is. In fact, I mentioned earlier that the seats were great, right? Overall though, there's space, if there was a panoramic sunroof, the car would have been a little more airier on the inside, a little brighter. There isn't. I guess they'll do that in the facelift or the update whenever that happens. But for now, yes, it is a comfortable car to be chauffeured around in. It's going to be like a replacement for that South Bombay auntie who likes their Honda Accord, who likes their Volkswagen Jetta. Okay, finally, will it last a lifetime? Well, cars in the 80s and 90s were built to last a lifetime, which is why if you drive a 2001 Honda City today, it still feels crisp. Will a 2023 car feel great 20 years from now? I don't really know. But does it feel like it'll last a long time? Yes, it does. Most Hondas sort of do well if you have maintained them nicely, sensibly, and you don't sort of use them roughly. And this feels really well built as well. Does this feel like a hardcore 2006-7 Honda Accord? It actually doesn't. It doesn't feel that solid, but it's almost to that level. And I think that's great praise for Honda, because they've had some issues with some of their cars not being very well built in the recent past, haven't they? So anyways, that's all the questions answered for the Honda Elevate. Of course, a whole bunch of visuals and a whole bunch of text and a whole bunch of graphics went on the screen. But again, if you have more questions on the Elevate, drop a comment down below and I will answer them. Again, launch is soon, prices are soon. This will come out right before that, and then we'll do a bit of social media when the prices come out as well. For now, I think Honda's got a winner here if they price it correctly. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later in the comment section.